It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything before.
We're at North Springs Music Festival with round 2 with Cass Jones. Thanks for coming back on the podcast, and thanks for playing your song. I can't wait to post that and let everybody hear it.
Appreciate it.
I know you were here at North Springs last year.
Mm-hmm.
Was how many years? Was last year your first time?
Last year was my first year, and came to watch and came to support.
Not that Dustin Kennedy doesn't get enough praise, but this is when I tell people I'm going to a festival, they're like, "Yeah, I don't know if that's my thing."
Mm-hmm.
This is different.
Yeah, I had quite a few people that were turning it down. Just the idea of wanting to come specifically for that reason. They'd think of all the long lines and how chaotic it can be, but. This is lawn chairs. This is people hanging out.
Bring your own cooler.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all that stuff.
It's quite a community.
I mean, last year you were helping out with the festival and all that kind of stuff, but yesterday you got on the lineup with the Mountain View folks.
I was so blessed when they asked me to be a part of that kickoff.
Yeah, Chris and everybody over at Mountain View, they've been super supportive of me and the podcast, and also having their roster on as well. But we're talking about collabs, the same thing, but it's good to work with people that good people,
right?
That goes both ways. Yeah, and another thing is we'll get off of North Springs, but you and a lot of other people that played yesterday, you're playing all originals.
Yeah.
And everybody's still listening.
Yes, sir. That was the most special thing, and I'm based in Nashville, and it seems like you have to go out of town to be able to get people to listen to what you really have to say. And like I was saying a little bit ago, this is a special community. You don't get that everywhere, even at other festivals. We played a daytime slot, and there were people up around the stage and lined up in their chairs and genuinely just there to hear what you had to say, and that was amazing. And 30 minutes didn't feel like enough, I wish we could have done more. That was unreal. I didn't want it to end.
I know artists understand this, but I'm not sure all people that would listen to this podcast would understand how hard it is to get a crowd that listens.
Yeah.
And listens to you and the next person and the person before you and all that.
And genuinely excited about what you have to say, or at least interested. Or at least they're faking it, if not.
Understand. All right. Well, since you've been on last, about maybe like a year and a half ago, something like that.
Right.
You released several singles.
Yes, sir.
Seems like you've kind of got some. I want to say steam, but you're putting more stuff out there, more regular.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk about the full band stuff and everything before. Just you're going down some different avenues than last time we talked.
Absolutely. I've just been putting my head down and just grinding it in short terms. In the studio, writing, collaborating as much as I can. Just wanting to shine a light on things that I haven't got to talk about or haven't allowed myself to be open enough to talk about genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just tired of holding a lot of it in, if I'm being honest, and sitting on a few singles to roll out, but also in the process of working on a full album. And I've opened a lot of doors for myself just by receiving or being open to letting these things happen, I felt very closed-minded in a lot of regard when it came to
your songwriting, everything.
I think just opening up, realistically, like collaborating wasn't in the cards. Writing initially, because it just felt like a very sacred and secret place, which I still go to, but I want to be able to help other people if they have things that they want to talk about too, and I want to hear their perspective, and I want to hear what they want to talk about too, you know, and um, like even the song that I put out last summer, The Wagon, I got to a certain point where I said what I wanted and needed to say. Like that weight was lifted off my shoulders, and I needed a brother. I needed a helping hand to shine a little light, and somebody who's been there before and gone down that road. And I didn't have very many friends at the time that were facing a battle of sobriety every day, and there were very few people in my corner that knew what I was going through or
understood.
that even had. They're like, "Hey, this is what could possibly happen. This is what you're going to run into. This is where your head's going to be for a significant amount of time, you know." And so I brought it up to Wes, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is." I just sent him what I had, and we knocked it out quickly at that point. But like conversations had to be had first, you know. So.
And he mentioned Wes Ship, which is he's been on the pod before, and he collabed with the song. And
I think he's playing today. I saw him
yes,
earlier this morning.
Yep. Wes is playing today, and here comes Tony Logue pulling in right now. Play by play from North Springs Music Festival.
Somebody's getting married across the street too.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, you're going to hear on all these podcasts. You're going to hear noises and bands in the background and dump trucks and whatever because we're at a festival on a backwoods county road, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Sound checking here soon.
Whatever, that's okay. We full festival experience.
Love it.
And I didn't know that I'd asked Steph McGuire to be on the pod. I didn't know y'all were homies too. So that was cool to find out.
Oh yeah, big homie.
Y'all have written together too, right?
Yeah, we've written a couple together, and a few that we're proud of that we're gonna take in. One that's coming out later in the year. I don't know if the version that I'm on is on the song. But it's with another artist that we collaborated with as well, and they'll be putting it out. So, yeah, we've just been. She moved down to Nashville as well. I think it took a second to rip the Band-Aid off of making the pool, but as soon as she got there, she nosedived in.
She seems to like some people love the Broadway thing, some people don't, but she seems to like kind of thrive in that thing.
Oh,
you know what I mean? As far as just playing random songs to random people, and
well, she has never. It doesn't seem like she's ever met a stranger. You know what I mean? So she's there to share her story and to collaborate with the guys that are there on stage with her. And then as soon as she leaves there, she's going and supporting somebody else. You know what I mean? Like
I've actually seen that on her socials.
No doubt, she'll pop in. And I try to do the same for her if I'm down and around the area. Even if it is a cover gig, it's nice to see a familiar face in passing when you're going off and doing the same thing down the street. And for so often you're playing to background noise, or you're playing to people who aren't there to listen, and you try to slip in an original, and people are literally, a bachelorette party comes in and they're yelling over top of you, and they're like, "Play something we know," or whatever.
Yeah, Adam Hood, play something we know.
But 4-hour cover gigs sometimes are what's going to pay the bills for a lot of folks down there. And if you're trying to stay surrounded by it, and you're trying to network, and you're trying to hone in your craft and rub elbows with folks and get your name out there even more, I think more power to you.
If it's something you're into doing or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if it
makes you miserable, then don't do it. But
absolutely. I mean, that's with anything, I would hope. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you can't sit around by a campfire and hang out for a couple hours and pass a guitar around, you should probably hang it up anyway. You're not still in love with it anymore.
Or at least you're in love with a total different section of it.
Absolutely.
Only the writing or only a certain part.
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I understand why cover gigs can get demoralizing in some way, especially if you're trying to be artistic and put something out there for yourself and all that. And but I can also understand why it's reps, it's practice. It's
no doubt.
If you can work a mic in front of people that aren't paying attention, then imagine what happens when they are paying attention.
Curveballs come, glass breaks, fights break out. You're on your toes. You're out in the wild.
Every time I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, thankfully, but whenever something breaks out at one of my cover gigs,
Yeah.
I play Three Little Birds by Bob
There you
Marley
go.
or Why Can't We Be Friends?
Yeah. Everybody
Something
snaps right
total.
back out of it.
No, but the ones that are paying attention get a
Yeah,
kick out of it. The
absolutely.
ones that aren't fighting and that are actually paying attention, they're like, I can't believe you just played.
Yeah.
They're like, good, you were paying attention then. All right, well, the couple singles that you've had out since we talked. Tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah. So I think it was last summer that we were on. I think around that time is when we dropped the wagon.
Right.
And then I had a song, "No One Wins" in the end,
Mm-hmm.
which just felt heavy on my heart at the time. Dropped it in November, and it's kind of a state of the world type topic where I was feeling, and dropped something in the wintertime. It was just an acoustic session that I did up in West Virginia with Zach McCord, who worked on Charles Wesley Godwin's early
That's right.
projects, and
That's
like
right.
Philip Bowen, and dude, he's an unreal producer, and I'm sure I think Bill Taylor went up there if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Yeah. Dude,
That's
I'm
what I was
excited.
trying to. I was trying to remember.
Yeah,
who.
everything that he's churning out of there is beautiful, and he's in a really cool place. It's like a cathedral, genuinely. The acoustics in there are absolutely unreal, and we went in there and we had the day. We were kind of passing through, and it was parallel to the street that or the interstate that we were driving down. So we peeled off and went and said hey, and he was like, well, while you guys are here, you want to knock something out? So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was super quick and easy, kind of like this, just plug and play. You know, he set up a small camera out front, and then he already had his audio booth set up, and we were able to just work a little magic quick in the day, and got one or two out of it, and I'd love to go back and work on something some more with him.
That's
everything that he's churning out of there. I'm a fan of. You know,
that's it says a lot. Just I don't know them, but just when you hear artist after artist
oh yeah,
say similar things, then
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
speaks volumes. And you said you got more singles to come. What's
Yes,
the
sir,
what's
yeah.
the plan on that?
So I wasn't planning on a full project really anytime soon, like album wise, but when I started tapping into some of these songs, they just started pouring out. Whether they were alone, whether they with other writers, some full band, some just me, some just ballad bass. I mean, a lot of it is it's me digging deep and ready to talk about a lot of things that I haven't allowed myself to kind of tap into. Growing up and getting older, and things change around you, and a lot of things stay the same that you wish wouldn't, and it sometimes it's hard to come to grips with, but I was frustrated really for a long time. I didn't have what I was after. I didn't have immediate answers. I didn't have just why is this way? Why is this that way? Or whatever. And that's unfair to even come into it like that. But when it's something that's festering and it's something that's bothersome, you want to come to terms with it. You know, you want to find a way to be like, hey, it's not going to be like this forever, but there are ways around it, and there's healthy ways to get through it, and all these other things. And I'm still figuring all these things out, and I'm not going to have the correct answers for a long time. I genuinely believe that, but I'm trying to find what works for me now, and I'm trying to find what can help me out a little further down the road, and I'm trying to make better decisions to get there. And a lot of this project is that, and it's figuring it out, and I can only take it one day at a time, and I still have a long way to go, and this is just the way things are currently, and so I know if I want to get to a certain point, I've got to dig down deep, and I've got to make it happen every day, you know, so And that starts with little decisions to be able to add up to these big changes and these big choices, you know. So, but I'm trying to be in it for the long haul, so I'm trying to get myself ready and prepared, man. So, do what I can.
Have you? You said you had a fairly small community around you that understood your goals with sobriety. Um, since you've released these songs and been more open about it, has that community grown?
Astronomically.
Is that a lot of musicians,
Yeah,
or just people in general?
both.
Yes.
And I think even just more, I think a lot more people are finding this within themselves and within communities. It seems like, and it may just be my algorithm. It may just be the people that I'm trying to find on that same wavelength.
That's
but
okay.
it just feels like a lot of folks are hanging it up, and they're trying to fall in line with falling back in love with the journey and figuring it out as they're going, and maybe not totally tapping into the crutch um, that has gotten them through, or what they feel like has gotten them through so much, and kind of stripping it back to the basics and getting ugly and sweaty with it, you know.
Is so a lot of musicians have actually reached out.
Yeah.
Is it
Oh, in my messages quite often, especially if I'm sharing clips or um, even old videos that have resurfaced, people will reach out in my messages and say thank you for sharing that. I'm X amount of days in. I had to restart, but I'm choosing this path again, and yeah, I mean that means the world if it helps one person. I mean that means a lot.
we were talking about collabs and working with each other. That's the same thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You gotta be able to lean sometimes. You know, you can't always have it all figured out.
I think we all assume that we all, everybody's got this community of friends and stuff around them, all the time or whatever. But sometimes, no matter what, even if it's sobriety or depression or whatever the case would be, we all, I would guess anyway. I guess thankfully I've never had to have those fights with sobriety, but um, I did grow up in it, and that's why I chose to not.
Yeah.
Um,
Wish
but
I would have went that route.
understand. But everybody still has their battles, and when you are going through those things, you isolate yourself.
Yeah.
So even if you did have a community around you, kind of choose to be alone.
Absolutely. Even
But
in a crowd of people, like when your head's not there, you're not there. You know, like it's.
and I'm sure it's even worse. Well, I'm sure it's even worse for musicians because everything is, so many people and everything is available. But it's probably similar to anyone going through it.
Yeah.
You may have a community around you, but it may be the wrong community.
Right. Absolutely. And those communities look different for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, like
I could see that.
My journey towards sobriety doesn't look the same as anyone else's. You know, like I can take bits and pieces of what they say, but I have to still prioritize it. Like, like I can't. I don't know. What works for somebody else isn't going to work for me.
I get what you mean.
And
because it would be the same as I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
It to me, it's sounding like it's the same as you being an artist.
Yeah.
Your creativity and your writing is not going to be the same as someone else's.
Absolutely.
So it's the same. It's a lot of correlation between the two.
No doubt.
Well, good luck on that,
Man,
and congratulations for
all the luck I can get.
And I bet getting those messages and stuff and those connections is fuel for your fire and theirs. And
yeah, and I look up to anybody who's on that journey. So every story helps, every comment helps, every it's literally just that little nudge, and it's kind of just like little checkpoints along the way. And there have been people that have reached out that are musicians that I had no idea it was
Oh, yeah.
something that they were taking on, or
You
they're
knew,
not
you knew them
very
already.
yeah,
You just
knew
didn't
them
know.
already, but
Okay.
it's not something that I knew that they were going through, or it's not something that they were even thinking about of in the back of their mind, like, hey, maybe I should hang this up for, even if it's a short time period. And it may not even be a forever thing for everyone, but it's what's getting you through now, and
Mm-hmm.
it's choosing to do differently for different things to happen. And that's been the biggest change for me, is taking it down to like everyday decisions, and all those little ones. It feels like are starting to add up, you know.
Good deal.
Yes, sir.
All right. You are. I've seen your social posts and things
Mhm.
like that. You've been doing more full band gigs.
Yes, sir.
When you first came on my radar, you'd stand on stage and like kind of just do your thing and keep to yourself for the most
Yes,
part.
sir.
And but now, how did you decide to okay, I'm going to start doing some full band shows? Are they like buddies, or how did you get to that point?
Yeah, so a couple summers back when I was working on my EP, I didn't have very many folks that were like interested. I mean, I didn't have a product.
Okay.
I didn't have really anything to hang my hat on or feet to stand
Okay,
on.
I
You know,
got you.
it's hard to get people to want to go to work and want to buy into what you're doing if you haven't even unraveled it for yourself. So
Because it's not like you're going to have a shit ton of money to give them or
no, I
whatever,
mean
So they
even
got you got to have.
even now
I
there's not as
understand, but you got to have the
yeah,
product
yes
at
sir,
least,
yeah.
right?
Well, I mean they have, it's hard to buy into a vision if that vision's not painted, you
Mm-hmm.
know, or if it's not even, if I'm not even sketching it out, you know what I mean? So there was life that had to be lived. There was there were a lot of things that I had to figure out for myself. There was yeah, I mean, just I had to start kind of at the ground level for myself. Like I had been writing, and I had all these things I knew I wanted to say, and a weight that was on my chest that I was just ready to drop. And finally, I was starting as I was going out and playing rounds there in town, and being out on the road, and meeting different folks. I started to find more people that kind of aligned with mentality and approach, and things that they liked to talk about, and their perspective on things. And as those things started to blossom a little bit and learn more about other people, people started showing up, and it started with a guitar player, and he knew a bass player, and that bass player suggested drummers, and got to collaborate with folks that played with other people that I've looked up to for a long time, and they've played on projects that I've been singing since I was 10 or 11 years old, and it's awesome to get to share stage with some of these people too.
I don't know his name. Sorry, because who knows rhythm section guys' names, but no, the fella, he played drums for Ward for a while, right?
Josh
He's
Berkheimer.
done
Yes,
shows
sir.
with you,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, I thought.
That dude's the real deal.
Yeah, and I saw him on somebody else's Instagrams the other day playing at a different place. So
that man
he gets around.
He is a workhorse,
Good.
and
Well, he must be good to work with too,
yes,
because
sir.
everybody
I was
keeps.
just about to say it's his energy, it's his hang, it's his determination. He'll show up like rehearse at the rehearsal. It's like, okay, well, this dude's ready. He's done the homework,
Which is not always the case.
he goes and does 4-hour cover gigs all the time.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you have to, at least if you're based there in town, like while you're in between projects, or while you're in between road gigs, or while you're home. And sometimes it's good to go put in the headphones and go jam out to songs that you don't care about necessarily, or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? It's like,
especially if they're buddies or whatever.
yeah,
too.
exactly. But getting to build with somebody who's trying to put together like an original set, that's a lot to ask out of players a lot of times, and getting people to buy in,
especially if they've been around for a little while.
Yeah, and they're in town, especially because they know they can go make $150,
right,
and plus tips, and get to eat and drink for free for a couple hours, and they don't have to learn an original set and commit to like rehearsals and all these other things and trying to workshop these things and like actually work out parts. Like it's a lot to buy into, and I appreciate everybody along the way that's said yes and that has continued to even be interested in what I'm trying to build.
I'm sure that can be tough, and
Yeah.
it's tough. Also, you know, who you don't want to just ask anybody.
Yeah, that's the other thing is
They have to, like you said, the hang.
Yeah.
That was something that Taylor Honeycutt mentioned when I first talked to her. That it never dawned on me as far as most times the hang is more important than the ability on the instrument.
No doubt.
And because the stage time is small compared to the rest.
Well, yeah, you're spending quite a bit of time together off stage, especially if you're in a touring situation. That's home away from home. You don't want to go stir in the pot. Yeah, absolutely.
I understand. Well, we'll wrap this up. I
Yes,
know
sir.
you got a busy day ahead of
Yes,
you too.
sir.
When's kind of some time periods on the new stuff that's coming out? Do you have any ideas?
It's all in my Dropbox and ready to roll. Just waiting to press the button.
How do you know when to press the button?
Yes, sir.
How do you know?
For me right now, I'm ready. It's order of importance currently for some of the behind the scenes stuff. And just want to make sure everything's ready to go live. And that way, when things that I'm gonna separate them out to where they're in similar increments time period wise. So like
Gotcha.
I'm gonna upload them all at the same time technically to where it waterfalls for streams onto the project. So we got to figure out how many singles we're dropping before the entire project and what
So
that
there
time,
is
what that time
there
period
is an
looks like.
album dropping.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So it is going to be. Right now, I'm looking at probably 10, 11 songs.
Okay.
Leading up to it, I don't know if it's going to be 2, 3, 4 singles. It really depends on what we're looking to do. Like. Full picture,
And
full scope wise.
is this full band?
Oh yeah, a lot of this is full band production. There are going to be like some mix-ins, like some interlude type stuff, intro type stuff. It's just final touches, stuff that's like voice memos from forever ago, maybe added on. So like I've got it.
So you really are looking as far as the album experience instead of just singles.
Yeah, I want it to be an entire like concept thing. Like there are singles from it that I think they could stand on their own and let them just speak for themselves, but I also want them to service the record, So I'm trying to figure out if some of these are just going to be singles or some of these are going to live on the actual record as a timepiece, So
Good
still
deal.
playing with a little bit of that. Yes, sir.
So not that you didn't need to anyway, but make sure you go and follow Cass on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff. That way, and wherever you stream your music, hit the follow button.
Please. Thank you so much.
So that you'll be notified when the singles or albums drop. Also, we talk about it all the time. It's something that I never realized till you talk to independent guys and how much those numbers and things mean when it comes to a sales pitch, to venues, to booking agents, to everything.
The first thing they want to check.
Unfortunately, but it's an easy way if you're a fan of an independent musician like Cass or anybody else for that matter. It doesn't cost anything to hit the follow button on Spotify and Apple and help them out. They would all say the same thing. It's just hard to get. You may have a bunch of streams and then not as many followers.
Yeah.
And so hit the follow button too and listen. All right, Cass.
Yes,
it was good to sit down with you again.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
And cut. Or whatever that was. We need an intern.
Sweet. Thanks, bro.
No problem.
But yeah, this song's called Long Way to Go.
Bloodshot skies are behind me now. A little less lost, a little more found. Full throttle and leaving a doubt that I'm on my way. Shit happens, you get knocked down. Get back up and stand your ground. No one's coming around to save the day. Life comes at you fast, but I'm learning to take it slow. Making up for my past, not waiting on tomorrow. Won't let it slip away like so many times before. I've come this far, but I know I got a long, long way to go. Oh, I got a long, long way to go. Oh, freedom is found when you hit your knees, loving out loud and living your dreams, singing the truth, got a crowd to please, 'cause you better believe life comes at you fast, but I'm learning to take it slow. Making up for my past, not waiting on tomorrow. Won't let it slip away like so many times before. I've come this far, but I know I got a long, long way to go. Oh, I got a long, long way to go. Oh, oh. I don't dance with the devil, 'cause Lord, he ain't my friend. I faced all my demons, now they make amends. Life comes at you fast, but I'm learning to take it slow. Making up for my past, not worry about tomorrow.